Yes, hello ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you all to Eunice Malath TV. My name is Eunice Malath. Today we have with us here a great guest who is none other than Miss South Sudan 2008-2009, Miss Nathalie Zambakari.
Thank you for having me, Eunice.
It's great to have you here and truly an honor to have you here as well.
You know what? I'm one of your biggest fans. I watch your show every night.
Oh, thank you for the support. Greatly appreciate it. Yes, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right, my name is Nathalie Zambakari. I am 21 years old, and I'm the current Miss South Sudan 2008-2009. My family moved to Phoenix, Arizona 6.5 years ago, and I'm currently getting my bachelor's degree at Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, Arizona, and so I'm going to be walking in May. And taking a year off to do some research, go back to Africa, just, go back to South Sudan, just give back to my community. And after that, I'm planning on enrolling into medical school, hopefully here in Arizona. So that's pretty much about me.
That's great. That is great. Yes, can you please tell us, what made you decide to go into the Miss South Sudan Beauty Pageant and compete in it?
All right, actually, this is a funny story. I was going to school in California, and one day my mom called me. She's like, Nathalie, I've heard of this pageant, and it's called Miss South Sudan. It's for a great cause. I think you should really compete. At first, I was really skeptical because my view of pageants were it's just girls walking in pretty dresses and faking it on stage. So not to judge a book by its cover, I went online to www.misssouthsudan.com. I read about their mission and value, and I really thought about it. I considered it, and I registered for Miss South Sudan. I didn't tell my mom whatsoever. I went to Atlanta. My mom still did not know.
Really?
Yes, and when I won the pageant, the day of the pageant, my sister told my mom. She didn't believe her.
Are you serious?
Yes. So when I called my mom and told her, she was screaming on the phone like, oh my God, can I believe you won? So it was a surprise to my mom. And without her, I don't think I would have competed in the pageant at all.
Oh, wow. That's great. Now, as Miss South Sudan, what have you been able to do within our community here?
Wow. Among the community in Arizona, I've been really, really busy. One of the things that I've been doing is I've been going to the Lost Boys Center here and volunteering and just tutoring, some of the boys in English or math. And I have a few events that I'm planning in March and April. So the events, one of them is geared towards the youth. And what I'm going to do is have a pool party and just talk to the girls about Miss South Sudan and how important education is. And the other event that I have is for our mother because they've given so much. I mean, my mom is a single mom and she has 2 jobs just to support us through school. So I'm going to have, just a give back dinner to all the moms just to, thank them for all the great job that they've been doing. And so far, that's my plan for Arizona.
Oh, that's great. And how about the whole of the U.S.? Do you have any plans for them?
Actually, I do. I have an organization that I'm starting called BNB. It stands for Beauty and Brain. And the organization mission and value is to just promote education, to the Sudanese community in U.S. as well as back home. Because we're pretty girls in South Sudan, but we're pretty girls with brain. And a lot of people sometimes, they just look at the beauty part, they don't look at the brain. So I just want to put an emphasis that we're beautiful, but we're beautiful and smart at the same time. So I just want to promote that in my community here in the U.S. as well as back in Sudan.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Now, have you been to Sudan at all?
Well, I was born in Sudan, but I'm planning on going back in May. I'm waiting on my passport to come in, my traveling documents. So I'm waiting on, as soon as I get it after graduation, May 3rd, I'm going to go back to South Sudan for 2 weeks, and then I'm going to come back before I hand over my crown.
Oh, okay. Now, when did you come to America?
My family.
From Sudan.
Well, I was born in Sudan. After the war started, we went to Central Africa with my mom. And we moved around from Central Africa to Rwanda, back to Central Africa because of the war in Rwanda. And then we moved back to Congo. And after Congo, we came down here after my parents got a divorce. So I left Sudan in 1991.
Now, the way that you look is not quite similar to what a lot of the Southerner women look like, Is your mom African or is your dad African?
Well, actually, my mom is Sudanese. My grandpa is Balandabor, and my grandma is Balandabazia. When I was born in Sudan, we grew up around Zande people, so I speak Zande. A lot of people think I'm Zande, but I'm not. My dad is from Belgium. He's European, so that's why I might not quite look like the typical Sudanese girl, but I'm very Sudanese.
Do you like eating a seed at all, or do you know what it is?
Mulakudra, bamia.
You know all that?
Yes, that's all we eat at my house.
Really?
We don't go on any diet. My mom, every night, she comes home from work and makes dinner. And one of her favorite things to actually make is she makes kisra. And then she makes mulaweka. And we eat it, you know, how we eat, how Sudanese eat.
Yeah, with our fingers.
Yes,
you know, we gotta
girl,
use
you
it.
wash your hands and then you eat, yes.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Now, as a Southern woman, you know, what are some of the things that you've seen within our country that you think that we as women or we as people who are leaders within our community can change?
You know, as a woman and as a Southern Sudanese woman, what I think we should really change is the way we view women, because without women, we wouldn't really be here today. You know, our mothers are, what I would have to say, they're the backbone of society. Without them, our father wouldn't really go to work, come back home, and be, you know, stress-free. So our mother do so much that sometimes it's a good thing that, you know, the dads and, you know, the directors at the school or the head of the country can actually sit down and listen to our mom, because, you know, they're the ones sitting at home. They're the one helping the kids out. So we should definitely give the women a chance to speak their mind. You know, they might have some great ideas that the men have not thought about. So we definitely have to give our mom a chance to voice themselves.
As Miss South Sudan, you know, you're a spokesperson for Southern Sudan people.
Yes.
And you having such fluent English abilities and stuff, and the way you look, it makes it very easily for you to communicate with people who are not necessarily Southerners or Africans, you know. What would you tell them about Sudan if you were asked?
If I was asked,
Yes.
I would tell them TV portrays such an image of Africa in general that a kid that goes to high school would think, oh, in Africa, people live in trees. When I started high school here in Phoenix, Arizona, I had kids coming up to me and telling me, you're not African. Did you live in trees in Africa? So it's just that TV portrays a different Africa than me and you have experienced. And what I would tell them is that, you know, don't go through National Geographic magazines. Take a trip to Southern Sudan, and you'll get to experience the rich culture. I mean, Southern Sudan has it all. It's so rich that if you were to go to Sudan, they wouldn't want to come back. My dad went to Southern Sudan. He never went back. He lived there for 28 years. So it's definitely go there, witness the culture, and don't be prejudiced. Don't judge a book by its cover. So I would definitely tell them to go to Sudan. It's such a beautiful country. It's one of the largest countries in Africa.
Oh, very much so, very much
yes.
so. Yes. Now, for the young women who would like to participate in Miss South Sudan organization, how would you tell them to go about participating in it?
Wow, I would tell them to go to the website, www.misssouthsudan.com. Don't just go to the website. Read about the organization. See if it's something you want to get yourself into, which it will be. And just for them to get ready, because being Miss South Sudan is a life-changing experience. You've witnessed it. You know, it's like a full-time job, but it's a full-time job that you want to have, because every day is a new day. You meet different people, you know, you get all these amazing opportunities, and it's a great experience. You get to represent your country, and that's an honor, because you're speaking for every Sudanese girl. You know, you're speaking for your mom, for your sisters, for your cousins, for your best friend. It's a great experience.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Now, are there any last words you'd like to share with people before we leave?
Definitely. I'm just not a beauty queen. I'm just a simple girl. Without the hair and the makeup and the dress, you will find me wearing my shorts on the soccer field playing soccer, because I love soccer. And, you know, that's pretty much it.
We truly thank you for being here and actually taking part in this interview session.
Thank you so much.